Hey, welcome to my channel. In case you've never been here, I don't know, you might have looked up quesadillas and found me by accident. So I'm heading I'm heading out for a little bit, and I'm making my to-go coffee. I wasn't thinking about being it so loud. I was trying to get two things done at one time. So anyway, if you're here, look around. If you like it, stay, because you know I say when I do these things, like, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll have fun doing it. So what I'm doing today is a little different. Ever since I found my quesadilla maker at the Goodwill, I thought, I want to make y'all some quesadillas. Now, you do not need a quesadilla maker. I got it because I have this affliction called I must have these kitchen appliances that I don't need, but I won't. Some of y'all probably have that same affliction. I know a couple of you that do. I know you by name, but I'm not going to call you out. You know who you are. You can use a regular frying pan. Just make sure it's big enough around to accommodate whatever tortilla you use, to get a spatula under it so you can get a good flip. So you're just going to brown both sides. Whereas the quesadilla maker, it just closes down and browns both sides at the same time. It's no different. Does the same thing. So we had a little boo-boo in today's filming, okay? I had 3 that I wanted to make. I'm starting to get everything together, and one came to me. I'm like, hey, I got the ingredients for a Mexican-style breakfast quesadilla. Because today we're just doing breakfast. I was going to do a little bit of each in one video, and I'm like, no, you need more than one breakfast, you know. And it would be such a big video, you'd never get through it. So today is breakfast. Later on, we'll do some lunch, dinner, and then some dessert. So that'll come up in the near future at some point when I get my recipes together. I got to do some pondering. I'm going to get you some good ones. So I had the stuff on hand to make this delicious Mexican style. I put it together. Oh, it's going together great. I get on the quesadilla maker. I open it up, and I wished I had showed you before I cleaned it up. Well, I really don't wish I had showed you before I cleaned it up. It was a royal mess. Everything oozed out. I talk about it the rest of the thing you're going to see, because it got the better of me. I will perfect that, because my husband ate it. He said it tasted good. It was just messy. You know, a lot of it fell out, so he didn't get the full effect of all the flavor, because most of it was left on the quesadilla maker. So I was going to show you my aftermath discussion of it, and I opted not to, because it was just, I was going to show you making it so you could see, oh, okay, that's how you made it. Don't make it like that. I didn't want you to think and change something and it still not be right, and you have this big mess like I've got. So I want to work on it first. That's what this channel is about. It is not about perfection. It is about living your life just the way you live it. If you make a mistake, it's okay. And it's okay to admit it and to show it to people. People want to see that other people are not perfect. I know I do, because I can't live up to perfect. So if I see perfect, I think I have to be that way. And I don't know how. It is not in me. It's just not in me. It's not in me to be anything other than who I am and what I am. So what we're going to do today, not perfect. My film is not perfect. It just is, okay? It's just food. It's how you cook at home. It's just everyday, you know, normal stuff. So the ones we're going to make today are sausage gravy, Canadian bacon, and loaded omelet. And they're all delicious. The cool thing about 2 of them was I filmed 2 things yesterday, because it just so happened I had 2 filmable breakfast and dinner. It does not happen like that. I guess just the way I made my menu is just by coincidence. So for breakfast, I did a breakfast country gravy pizza, breakfast pizza. I had gravy left and I had the sausage left. So, obvious choice, quesadilla. My supper was a pizza burger, and I had vegetables that I sauteed, onions, green peppers, and mushrooms. Perfect for a loaded omelet quesadilla. So, these are so versatile. You can use anything you have. Throw it in there with some eggs and some cheese, and you got a quesadilla. So, hopefully this is just a starting point, a jumping off point, and you'll get you some ideas. So, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a good laugh, if nothing else. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye. Okay, the first one we're going to do is a sausage gravy quesadilla. You can't see it, it's a little off screen. I'll show you in a minute. My quesadilla maker, I have sprayed it with cooking spray. Do that even if you use your frying pan. Always hit it with some cooking spray. This one is a George Foreman. When the light goes off, it's ready. So I'm going to let it heat up while we assemble our very first quesadilla. All of them will be using the Extreme Wellness, Ole, 1 point each. Now I'm just going to put it right here on a piece of wax paper. You don't need to get fancy about it, just to assemble it. So on the bottom, this is, and I already made this, that's why it's in the fridge, because I made a breakfast pizza. I have a video up on that if you're interested. It's very, very good. But it is the Pioneer Country Gravy Mix. So 2 points for 1/4 cup. We're going to put that on the bottom. That's going to be our sauce. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm sorry, and I think I'm in my own shadow, so I do apologize for that. It's the light in here in this kitchen. So let's put our gravy on the bottom. Just do not go all the way to the end, because when we put the lid down, it will squeeze it to the edges, and then we'll have a bigger mess than we want. So 1/4 cup of gravy. Then let me set this aside. 2 eggs, scrambled, salt and pepper. This is going to be a nice fat one. Nice thick quesadilla. Now this is, I will put the link in the bottom. This is the 99% fat-free turkey that is cooked like sausage with the sausage seasonings. I got it from Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate. I will put the link in the bottom. There again, I had this already made for my pizza. So I'm going to use 1/4 cup. I plan on, after I get through using it right now, I'm going to put the rest in the freezer to use for later. I'm going to portion it out. That way it'll already be ready. Then the final thing for this one, I'm going to use the Cabot 75% light cheese. If you cannot find this, use whichever cheese you like. Just calculate your points. I have pre-measured 1 ounce. 1 ounce is 1 point. Yeah, I can see this one oozing out already. Now just put the top on. Now this, I'm going to slide over here. The light goes out when it's ready, but let me make sure y'all can see. Let's go a little bit further. Pull that lid up. You see that thing is hot. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on there. So just carefully pick it up. You hear it sizzling? It's ready. If you have one of these, you know, see how thick that is? You do not have to. I'm going to save this wax paper for the next one. Just let it cook until it's to the brownness that you like. And when this one gets done, I'll be back and we'll cut it open and see what we got. Okay, we are sizzling. I have checked it. We are oozing. That is to be expected, especially since you put as much in as we did. Now, let's carefully, as it cooked down, I was able to mash it a little bit more, and that's when it started doing its oozing. So let's see if we can, listen, that's a sign of it's going to be good. So let's, obviously we will be cleaning that up. Let me unplug it. I have found these will clean up perfectly if you give it time to cool off enough to touch. That cheese normally just wipes right off. You don't even have to struggle with it. Now, this particular one puts these little lines, so I'm going to use it as a guideline to just, you could put this on a piece of wax paper if you want to cut it. This plate, I think, is going to be flat enough that I'll take my knife, make sure I got down through. Yeah. I should have a little plate over here to, I'm struggling with that one. Okay, there we go. You hold on a minute. Let me get a little small plate. Okay, it's Christmas. We'll just use our Christmas plate. Let's see if we can find one that it holds up nicely. Let's cut it. Let's see what we got going on in here. It's crispy. You can hold it. It oozed out, but you can hold it up. I'm scared to bite it because it's scalding hot. You see in there? See the oozy cheese and the gravy? I'm scared to bite this, y'all. You will be, I'm sorry. That is so very good. You will be surprised at just how good that turkey is made into a sausage. You will just be surprised. I do not like turkey. If you've seen my channel, you know I do not like turkey. So I was surprised at how nicely this turned out. So here you go is our first one, the sausage gravy quesadilla. I'm going to go away, get set up for our next one. I think the next one we'll do, how about let's try Mexican style breakfast quesadilla. Okay, now what you were told coming up next was a Mexican style breakfast quesadilla. You're not going to see it. It was a mess. It was a disaster. Everything oozed out. The salsa, the cheese dip, the whole 9 yards. Great concept, bad execution. It wasn't even, y'all know I don't care about mistakes. I show y'all my mistakes every time I cook. This one was really too bad to put on film. I did, but then I'm like, no, I can't do that to y'all. So we are skipping over that disaster and going into our loaded omelet. We're going to use the Ole Extreme Wellness, we know. So these are the vegetables I was telling you about. It is vegetables I had left over from my pizza burgers. I'll try to remember to put a card up. This is the good thing about these quesadillas is, you know, the first one I had leftover gravy and sausage. Excellent way to have breakfast the next day. Here's leftover vegetables from my pizza burgers. Excellent way to have a quesadilla the next morning. It was a fourth a cup of an onion chopped, a fourth of an onion, a fourth of a green pepper, and a fourth of an 8-ounce pack of mushrooms, all chopped, and I just sauteed it. So the first thing we're going to do is put our 2 eggs, and this one just has no sauce of any kind. We're going to stick our 2 eggs on there. Now the bacon I'm using They substituted Oscar Mayer. I normally get, y'all know the Great Value is a point lower. But they substituted this, so this is what I'm using. 2 slices is 2 points. The Great Value, 2 slices is 1 point. So use your judgment, whichever one you want to do. I'm just using 2 slices chopped up. You just pop that in the microwave, 30 seconds, and you have crispy bacon. That is my kind of cooking. Then we're going to put all of our vegetables on here. They are a little black because I got to washing dishes, so I'm going to call them fire roasted. Then my husband's still over there. I think he's waiting on the next one. He's choking down that Mexican one, bless his heart. I think he just must be hungry. So this one I'm going to use the fat-free shredded cheddar. You could use the Cabot or any other you want, but I thought I'll change it up for this one and use the fat-free. And I just measured out 1 ounce. So this is going to be a nice big tall one too. And I've got my maker heated back here, and I've already sprayed it. So I'm going to stick that on, and you know the drill. I'll be back when it's done. Okay, we've let this cool. Now let's put it over here. This one is sticking together. See how nice that one's sticking together? I'm telling you, if you had seen the last one, it was not. So let's cut this one and see what we got in here. Oh, that looks really nice. See the bacon? The cheese is actually doing pretty good. The bacon and the vegetables. Well, it's still kind of hot, but let me see. It smells really good. Whoops. Dropped my egg. That's really good. Loaded omelet. Now I'm going to pass this over to my husband. He's got to get out and drive my daughter's car. So he is eating all of our quesadillas here too. So he ate that Mexican, I'm telling you. Bless his heart, he did. So I'm going to pass this one over, and the very last one we're going to do is a Canadian bacon. So hold on. Okay, the last one we're going to do is the Canadian bacon. Very, very simple. And you can use any meat you want. It's really not much different than the gravy one. The difference is obviously the gravy. So here we go again. The Extreme Wellness. Our 2 eggs. Then I'm using the Jones Canadian bacon. 2 slices is 1 point, and 2 slices is going to be plenty for this. And then finally, our Cabot 75% light cheese, 1 ounce. I already weighed that out. Okay, and pop it on, and I will be back. Okay, so here is our Canadian bacon, and it's like if you have more than 1 child, you're on your 3rd child. You kind of know what happened. Pulled it out, let it cool, sliced it. Now we're just going to give it a taste. That one holds up too. All of them held up that have the shredded cheese. I'm thinking that may have had something to do. I think maybe the salsa was the Mexican one. You know that's going to drive me insane till I conquer it. There. See how that held together? Well, that's hot. I say that every time and I keep biting it. That's really good. I'm sorry, talking with my mouth full. Just nice, simple, straightforward eggs, cheese, and Canadian bacon. So there you have it. There's 3 options for breakfast. The sky is the limit. Just use your imagination. You don't need the quesadilla maker. Just use your frying pan. Just make sure it's big enough to get a spatula under it. So there you go. Next up, we will be doing our savory, and then we'll be doing some dessert. So stay tuned for those in the near future.